Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas, and welcome to Book 101 Review. Book 101 is all about the books that I've read for the last 40 years. And today I have my special guest. She is a CMO, founder, and co managing partner of Aim High Studios, Glitter Sparkle, no other than Miss Ashley Bundis. Welcome on Book 101 Review, Miss Ashley. And can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
I'm just so happy to be here, Daniel. I am a founder, a CEO, an entrepreneur, a CMO, all those things, and I really enjoy what I do.
Yes, and thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. And today let's talk about is strategic marketing. So tell us, how do you distinguish a true strategic marketing from just a tactical promotion or advertising? What is the fundamental mindset shift?
That's a great question. The fundamental mindset shift is someone who looks at the full big picture, right? So it's not just the one promotion or the one campaign. They're looking at it 360 degrees, looking at what's trending, look at the future, and really creating the steps to not only execute one or two or three campaigns, but they're looking to how to sustain the brand, how to expand the brand, and how to make it shine bright consistently within the marketplace.
Before any campaign is launched, what is the most critical piece of internal discovery a company must do to ensure its marketing strategy is built in a solid foundation?
Um, I think number one is to understand what their value system is, and how they're going to integrate that into their marketing. The second is to understand their voice. So that helps with their messaging and their overall branding. Third is the actual branding to understand what your brand represents, what it looks like, what it feels like, what the awareness is that you would like people to have about your brand. And then four is really your overall vibe. From a marketing perspective, you want to be authentic, you want to be disciplined, you want to be integral to what your values are. And so you want to have that all laid out as a solid foundation in order for your marketing to soar.
How can a marketing strategy be used not just to communicate a company's values, but to actually define and shape it?
Gosh, that can happen in so many different ways. One, I think you have to explore who is the face of the brand, whether it be your president, your CEO, is it your staff, is it your consumer, is it all of the above? I think that's one way to do that for sure. The other way is really through the vehicles that you're using. So it's your website, it's your social media handles, it's the videos that you're putting out. What do they, how do you want them to land? What do you want people to get from them? What do you want them to feel? What do you want them to learn? What do you want them to do? That's the biggest thing. That's what I would say to that question for sure.
That the biggest thing for sure. In your experience, what is the most common strategic mistake companies make when they approach marketing and how it can be connected?
The lack of budget.
Definitely.
People always think of marketing last. It's a scary thing to think that you actually have to invest money to make money, especially when you have a up and coming business. You're like, should I put in that money for marketing? Is that really necessary? Can't I just do it on my own or just make something happen? The answer is no. You need to invest.
The answer is no. So, Miss Ashley, beyond basic demographics, how can companies develop a truly profound, empathetic understanding of their ideal customers' motivation and pain points?
I think there's a few different ways. One is asking the questions. Are you surveying your people? Are you looking at the data? Are you understanding the behavior of your customer? I think it's really easy for a lot of business owners to just look at a focus group or a select few and think that that really is a great example of a bigger population. But in truth, you got to do the work. And whether that be surveying through email or polling through handles or literally meeting with people in person and asking the questions, you've got to do the work. You've got to do the research. And now with AI and technology, the work is easier. You just have
Yes.
to implement it and actually use it, which is really attainable if you want it to happen for you. It's just the question of, do you make the time? Do you make the effort? Are you using the data that's in front of you?
In a crowded market, how do you guide a company to find positioning that is not only unique but also authentically ownable and difficult for competitors to copy?
Oh, wow. Um, it's kind of like my secret recipe, Daniel. That's what I'm known for.
Yes.
Um, I think there's a secret combination to people who have that skill set to try to figure that out for those who want to be marketed. I think it's a combination of understanding, knowledge, compassion, empathy, innovation, creativity. Um, it's kind of like, in my mind, have you ever been to oh, what's that ice cream place? There's an ice cream place, and I'm missing the name, where you pick your flavor of ice cream and then they add all the different components that you want, from candy to cake to
Hmm.
sprinkles to whatever you want, and you make your own kind of concoction. That's your concoction. Now that concoction might be appealing to several other people, and that's great, but that's your original concoction. And where that come from? That came from your desire and your passion and your want and your need. That's how you differentiate yourself, is to create authentic concoctions that represent you in so many different ways. And you can't follow everyone. That's the other big thing, is that to make it authentically yours, especially against the competition, you can always learn from the best, but you have to be willing to take a risk.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Authenticity. For sure, authentic people, authentic. To be authentic, like Book 101 review, how should a marketing strategy adapt when targeting an audience that is already aware of your product category versus one that needs to be educated about the problem you solve first?
Education. There used to be a whole approach, right? The three-prong approach. You need to see it, you need to hear it, you need to feel it, right? That still exists today, but you need to educate your consumer however you desire to do that. Whether it's dropping little popcorn crumbs that they can follow, whether it's, creating visuals that make them want more and are enticing. But I mean, look at Taylor Swift, right? She's known for her
Yes.
Easter eggs, right? It's a
Yeah.
perfect example of that, right? You have no idea what's to come, but because she's done it so consistently with her Swifties, and she's dropped these hints, whatever they may be, her new album's coming out, she's already going to be on different talk shows. She keeps dropping these little things here and there. That's what gets people going. That's her style. That's what makes her unique. But that's how she's educating her consumers. That's how you do it.
Yes, definitely being unique and authentic. Drop your Hansel and Gretel move, people. And how does the effective process look like for translating a broad marketing strategy into specific, actionable, and measurable plan?
Um, we're living in a digital age where everything is measurable. So it's really about setting yourself up for success. So that's about creating the systems within your brand, within your marketing, that allows you to have consistent data input and output. where you can see the numbers, you can understand the traffic, you can measure um, the statistics, but also measure the behavior, right? If things are working or they're not working, what does that mean? That means actually understanding if your ads are hitting, are they coming to your website? Once they come to your website, are they actually clicking to buy something or understand something or get more information? Are they giving you their information? If they're not, why? So, there are fundamentals of marketing where you constantly have to ask the question and pull back and not go judgmental. I really mean that. You've got to be curious. You've got to be a curious marketer. You constantly have to ask the question, why? And that will allow you to get that information that you're looking at. You need to assess it, analyze it, and then do something about it. I used to have this phrase all the time, which is experimenting is not just for college. It's literally for anything in marketing. You have to be willing to experiment, see what the results are, understand the process that went into that. And then once you get all that information, look at it, digest it, analyze it, and then take the next move after that.
And how can marketing leaders better create strategies that are agile enough to adapt to sudden market changes, yet still provide a consistent long term direction?
Great question. There's a great phrase that a mentor of mine gave me a long time ago is that you constantly have to be agile with purpose.
Mm.
And that to me is the answer. You have to be able to pivot. You have to be able to dance. You have to be able to swing. You have to be able to sit still. And that combination allows you to be successful. But you have to be willing to constantly change, especially in marketing. What's happening now today might not be happening tomorrow or next week, and definitely not next year. You've got to be educated yourself. That's a big differential that really makes a difference in success. Are you learning what's happening in the marketplace? How are you reacting to it? What are you doing with your competition? How are you behaving with your competition or against your competition? What's your flow? How are you measuring things? That all has to do with creating that longevity of your product, that amazing branding that will sustain for years after years. That is what is most desirable. But you have to be able to move. I call it moving in action, right? You constantly
Yes.
have to be moving in action.
Moving in action for sure. So, Ms. Ashley, as a CMO founder and co managing partner, what are your short term and long term goals?
For myself personally or for my business?
For both, if
Okay.
you don't mind.
No, of course. Um, I think for personal, it's really to enjoy life more. It's really hard to live as an entrepreneur and as a manager and a co-partner and a CEO. And, I'm a CEO of my business. I'm a CEO of my world in a certain way, right? Like I have 3 kids, I have a husband, I've got dogs, I've got friends, there are things that I want to accomplish in my own personal life. And the biggest thing is to really enjoy life. I've just noticed that at my wise age of just, it's time to smile, take in the goodness, be grateful, but have joy. Enjoy the moments instead of skipping through them. Same thing really for business, which is I would like to be as successful as possible, but for me, it's filled with purpose. I really associate what I do in my professional life to purpose. Am I making a difference? Am I having an impact? Am I doing good for others? That's really important to me. And usually success comes from that. And success looks like, yes, earning more revenue. It looks like expanding my products. It looks like more people hiring me. It looks like people who I do marketing for are more successful and they're generating donors and revenue and have more consumers and greatly, increase their awareness. I want to be a part of all of that. That's what's important for me.
Good luck to your goals, Miss, and looking forward for more success. So tell us, what would be your piece of advice for those people out there who want to be like you?
Be ready to work really hard, play really hard, have a good time, be educated, be humble, stick to your values and what's important to you. And someone said this to me the other day, and I thought it was so brilliant. There's a difference between hustling and working really hard. And the
Yes.
answer is you have to decide what you want to do. I don't actually want to hustle anymore. I want to work really hard and enjoy the benefits from that. So for other people who want to follow in my footsteps, I say rock on, follow away, but
Yes.
have a good time while you're doing it. Do it and know that it's going to take time and effort and energy, but the climb is very rewarding. So that's what my advice would be.
Rock on, people. Rock on, as Miss Ashley said. And thank you for that advice, Miss Ashley. And can you please recommend a book or books that influence your journey?
Daniel, I said before, I have so many. So I'm just going to name a few, and then if you want to pick a few that you want to ask me about, can we do that?
Yes, go ahead. The,
Okay.
the, the
So
good one that you want to share to the world that empower your journey as an entrepreneur.
I think there's a few. One is Start with Why from Simon Sinek. That
Yes.
really shifted my mindset. It taught me a ton about not only how to work for what I want and the questions I should be asking for my business, but it really has helped me for years to become the best leader I can be. That's why people want to hire me as a CMO. That's why people want to work with me being my clients. It's about leadership. And it's about really asking the important questions and really basing it on the why. So that's one book. The other one that I really love is Dare to Lead from Brene Brown. That's been a amazing book for me and a foundation for how I lead, which is definitely all about courage and vulnerability and being able to rumble with others effectively, with respect, with honesty, and with passion. So those are the two top ones. I have more if you would like, but those are the two.
Well, thank you for the recommended books, Miss Ashley. And tell us, for a startup with limited budget, what a single marketing strategy often provides the most leverage and foundational growth?
AI.
Mhm.
AI all the way. There are tools out there. That's why I've created my new company, Aim High, that allow you to have incredible marketing with amazing data that makes you more efficient as an entrepreneur, it makes you productive, and you save a butt ton of money. I am all about hiring marketing people. Obviously, I'm one of them, but we live in a world right now where budgets are tight, the noise is high, and it's really, really, really hard to build your brand within this marketplace. So use technology that's out there. Aim High has an entire AI growth model for marketing. And with that model, we've literally helped people, raise funds, generate growth. I mean, by 70 to 100% within 2 months. It's the time to look at what's right next to you, which is technology, and utilize it. Do not fight against it.
Yes, embrace it, people, because AI is the new innovation of the 21st century. In era of increasing data privacy and regulations and the decline of a third-party cookies, what is the new foundation for a customer-centric marketing strategy?
Humanizing the tech. So basically, what that means is communication is key, making sure that your customer feels valued, that they feel heard, that they feel seen, and using technology to make that happen.
Yes, indeed, humanize the system. And before we wrap up our discussion today, Miss Ashley, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people. My other podcast, because my abstract essay is already in fifth season, abstract poetry in second season, and my book 101 review in fifth season too, comedy 101 in second season, and my food 101 in fifth season as well. Geography 101 in fourth season. I'm a baby podcast Law 101 and Mental Health 101. Love Letters in third season and Movie 101 Review Music 101 in fourth season and Science 101 and Sex 101 in each for season. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Miss Ashley, if you could leave our audience with one non-negotiable principle of building a blue-proof marketing strategy, what would it be?
Create something different that you know is appealing, that you have a passion for, and do it in the smartest way you know how. Using technology, using social media, using great communication, and take risks.
Miss Ashley Bundis, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world. So, can you please invite our listeners to support your business, your advocacy, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Yes, please go visit glittersparklellc.com as well as aimhighstudios.com and check out what we have to offer. I would love to hear from you. And remember, marketing is desirable and fun, and it helps you just really shine in the
So high.
marketplace.
Yes, help you to soar high, people. Yes, let's support Miss Ashley Bundis because if you support her, for sure, more and more studios glitter sparkle to come. So, Miss Ashley, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
More to come, people. See you soon.